Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody. It is I, Everything Animated, aka Santa Claus, wishing you and everyone else a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all of the above this year. Enjoy it, and enjoy the rest of this video.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 days of anime. Anticlimactic, I know, sorry. 11 games of ping pong, 10 goblin slayers, 9 pissed off Vegetas, 8 enormous titans, 7 succulent sea bass, 6 super saiyans, 5 golden Friezas. For some reason, 4 ReZero references, 3 seasons of Snafu, 2 co-hosts for the King of Anime podcast, and the anime Dragon Ball Z. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. Thank you. Thank you. We made it. 12 days of anime, and we did it. This is the most videos I've ever made in a row in like a long time. And I want to thank everybody that took the time out of their year to watch these videos. I have a whole lot of plans in the year 2020. I have a Twitch that I'm building up. This channel, I'm still aiming to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm definitely gunning for it this time around. And yeah, so if you discovered me through BB's World, please stick around. You'll have a lot more of me in the future, and you will not regret it. Please subscribe for more content. So I decided for my last video I wanted to do the best anime of the decade. I don't really like to do worst, because what's like bad for me is not necessarily bad for other people. Unless it's like just egregiously bad, then I have no problem with saying it. Like, I don't hate certain animes. Like, example, I wasn't a huge fan of Naruto, but that's not to say it's a bad anime. I'm just not a fan of it. Same with Demon Slayer. I'm not really a huge fan of Demon Slayer, but I know a lot of people like Demon Slayer. I just never got into it. So instead, I'm just gonna do the best of the decade. It was a hard list to make and a hard list to come up with because I like all these shows that I'm about to mention. And to me, to do a top 10 is hard by itself, because you gotta, you know, there's way too many on the list, and I feel like there's a lot that need to go on that list, but there's just not enough room on that list for just everything that you like. So, but I'm still gonna do a top 10 anyway, because hey, let's just see what my top 10 favorites were. Let's get into this. First, I want to do some honorable mentions, and I'm gonna get those out of the way. Death Parade, great show. As mentioned before, fantastic, check it out. Showa Gunriko Rokugo Shinju, awesome storytelling, very great, check it. Mob Psycho 100, fantastic show. Dragon Ball Super Broly, the best movie Dragon Ball's put out in years. Vinland Saga, incredible on its own merit, definitely check all of these ones out. Number 10, ReZero. And yes, I know for a lot of fans out there that's really low on the list, but I told you this was a hard decision, and all of these anime that I'm about to list are quality anime. Like, there's no weak one in the bunch. That's why this is the best of the decade, and to put it all into 10 is really hard for me. Maybe I'll make a top 50 next year, but yeah, ReZero comes in at number 10. Really great show. Really good characters, great, sometimes even messed up kind of violence action. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this show. Going on to season 2. Season 2 is good, but I'm holding out hope because I still personally feel like season 1 is better, but I have the second part of ReZero season 2 to hold out on, so we'll see what happens, because according to C Tactics, this is the best arc of all of ReZero, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. Number 9, Kill La Kill. Nothing really much else to add. You have Trigger, a young studio up and coming that decided to come out with their own show. Great characters, great, fantastic animation, just a fun overall show, and it's perfect at 24-25 episodes. Check it out. Number 8, My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. And I'm gonna lump all of these seasons that I mentioned into one lump sum. And even though I feel like the second season of My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu is better than the first season, I think this series overall is fantastic. It's a great show, great characters, very relatable characters at that. Story that's just so believable, dialogue that's just so engaging, and overall, one of my favorite slice of life animes ever. The third and final season didn't come out until 2020, or else I would, also put it on this list, but it started a new decade, but I guess I'll just mention this real quick. The show itself officially ended this year, and I really enjoyed it. Putting 7 years of my life into this show was probably one of the best decisions I ever made, because I never thought the first season would ever get a sequel. I never thought we would ever see an ending to the show, and when everything was all said and done, I enjoyed it, and I was glad I went on that journey. So My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu will always hold a special place in my heart, and I will never forget it. Number 7, My Hero Academia. Again, I have to put this all into one whole lump sum, and in my opinion, the third season is the best, but overall the show is just a really good shonen. This is a shonen that really, when it comes to like the whole pacing of the show, it's fantastic. Some people might have issues with some of the filler episodes, but I feel like even the filler episodes aren't terrible per se. It's overall a nice paced show. I mean, we could go back to Dragon Ball Z and 291 of those episodes, and Naruto and Naruto Shippuden and all of those episodes. My goodness. But My Hero Academia I feel like it's at a good pace. It's at a good part in its I guess series lifespan, where it doesn't feel like it's overstayed its welcome, in my opinion. Other people might feel different about that, but for me personally, it's a show, as I've said before, that's for the new generation of youths, and they're growing up watching this show, being inspired by it, and I can't get enough of it. Number 6, Ping Pong the Animation is the only sports anime that I have on this list, and I mean, it's a great show. Only 11 episodes long, great characters, great story, great dealings with life, good life lessons, and just an overall just beautiful show that's wrapped up neatly, and just goes to show you that sometimes you don't need that many shows to tell a good story. Sometimes all you need is very little, but you just need that really good writing. And Ping Pong the Animation is no exception. I recommend anyone watch this. Even if you're not a sports fan, watch this show. Not only will you learn how ping pong is played, but you will enjoy it by the end of it only because of the story itself. Definitely check it out. Number 5, Konosuba, the funniest anime I've ever seen. This is an anime that if ever I need a good laugh, I could just go to YouTube and search for clips of this show, and it will make me smile almost every time. Konosuba, and I'm talking about both seasons, including the movie, as a whole is just great. They could make 20 plus seasons of Konosuba, and I could never get bored of it. If they kept the same energy and the same just overall feel of it, I can't see why they couldn't keep going forever. South Park's been on the air for so long, and they don't seem to get stale. Simpsons, on the other hand, they should have retired a long time ago. But Konosuba is basically kind of a parody of the isekai. It's done in a way that is just brilliant and pokes fun at the genre. Every character is great as a whole, and when it comes to the show, there is really not any bad episodes. You You can watch any episodes. You can even watch them kind of like out of order, and you would still get the same enjoyment as you would any other series. I highly recommend this show. Number 4, One Punch Man. One Punch Man came out of the blue for me. When I refer to this One Punch Man, I'm of course talking about season 1. Season 2 wasn't bad. I just felt like it was a kind of a step back when it came to animation. But if I am referring to One Punch Man, I'm of course talking about Madhouse season 1. That One Punch Man is fantastic, is super great, is super entertaining. You cannot go wrong with One Punch Man. I personally don't read the mangas. I am waiting for the next season. I hope Madhouse can somehow just be, I don't know, paid to come back somehow. I don't think that's going to be possible, but I would love to see them come back to work on season 3. It would be amazing if they would. Check it out. Number 3, Steins Gate definitely was an eye-opener for me when it came to anime. It tugged on the heartstrings. It did something different that not a lot of animes do. It was like a science fiction, time travel mystery, pieced together type show. And I still think the first season is the best one. Not no movie, not no Steins Gate Zero, and not no other damn show that they decide to do in the future. This show is simply the best. In 24, 25 episodes, it's perfect. It has a perfect ending. Characters are great, including the main character who, basically carries the whole show. And you just can't go wrong with the show at all. It's enjoyable, definitely makes you feel all kind of emotions whenever you watch it. And when everything was all said and done, it was probably one of the better anime endings I've ever seen. And if you have not watched Steins Gate, watch the first season, only the first season. Don't watch anything else, and you will not be disappointed. This show is fantastic on every level. Definitely check it out. Number 2, Your Name, or translated Kimi no Nawa. I have been a big fan of Makoto Shinkai for quite a while. 5 centimeters per second got me into him, and this movie definitely sealed the deal when it came to this man being not only a good director, but a great director. Makoto Shinkai, he spent a great deal of his life trying to put this movie together. It's really quite amazing. This story, me explaining it doesn't really do it justice. Like, just know that it involves 2 characters. And they're fated to meet each other, but they switch bodies, and then they get to know one another that way. I don't want to spoil too much, because I really want people to watch this movie and just go into it without knowing any sort of detail whatsoever. Because I believe this movie absolutely deserves to be the #1 movie in Japan. It's the highest grossing film in all of Japan, and it deserves it. It is a fantastic movie. Everything from the characters, the animation is some of the best animation you will ever see in your entire life. The music is so moving and just fits perfectly with every scene. The mooding, the shading, everything is perfect. Like, this is like just a movie-wise best of the decade. This is the best animated movie of the decade. Not just anime-wise, but all animation. Pixar, Disney, you name it. This is the best movie that you will ever see of the decade. If you have not seen this movie, even if you do not like anime, watch this movie and it will change your life. #1. And I think this show deserves it wholeheartedly. Not just for the story of the animation, but because of what it means to the anime scene in general. I'm of course talking about Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan as a whole, first season, second, third, all those seasons. This show is an important piece of anime history. This show is the reason why anime is mainstream now. Attack on Titan begun all the way back in 2013, and look at how big it is now, the powerhouse that is Attack on Titan. It's a fantastic show. With Attack on Titan and shows like My Hero and One Punch and even Demon Slayer and all them other shows helped bring anime to the mainstream powerhouse that it is today. And I never thought in a million years I'd ever hear myself say something like that. Anime is now mainstream. It still sounds weird hearing me say it, but it is. And it's greatly due to this show. Attack on Titan was a show when it first came out. It wasn't just anime fans talking about it. It was non-anime fans, like the casual viewers were watching the show and saying, this is an amazing show. And I mean, how can you not deny it? Giant freaking monster-like things called Titans eating people, and these people flying around, zooming around like Spider-Man with these freaking things coming out of their sides, and these swords, and everything about it is badass. The story is great. The mystery, the intrigue. It's definitely a show that whenever you watch it on the second time, you start to connect the pieces. This is a fantastic show. And even though the show itself is not even finished, like the manga is still going on and the show is still going on, I still hold Attack on Titan to the highest regard, only because of the fact that it has such a huge impact in Japan, in America, in all over the world. This is in their freaking Universal Studios, for crying out loud. The theme park, there is a ride dedicated to Attack on Titan. That's incredible. You have merchandise, you have movies, they made live action movies based off of this. They're even talking about making a Hollywood movie based off of this. That is of course still just a rumor. It hasn't been confirmed, just like how Akira has been trying to be made a movie for years now from Hollywood, but that thing's been going on for years. It'll never see the light of day, I don't think. But it's crazy to think, because now you got a lot of shows being based off of anime, like Cowboy Bebop's getting a live action show. They did Death Note. Wasn't very good, but they did one. They did a Full Metal Alchemist live action. It's just getting popular now, and I wholeheartedly think Attack on Titan basically just kick-started this whole renaissance of anime, and that's why Attack on Titan is the best show of the decade. It has heart, amazing characters, the animation's fantastic, epic moments that gave me goosebumps throughout. You cannot deny the fact that this show is one of the best, and it shows. And that's it, y'all. That's my list. That's everything. That's all, folks. I really enjoyed making all of these videos. It was a huge pain in the butt, but I'm glad that I got to do this. This is my first time doing the 12 days of anime. This will not be my last time. Please subscribe for more content. Comment down below what your best of the decade was. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, adios, and see you in the next video. Bye!